I'm Mikki Bey, life and relationship coach specializing in emotional regulation. If you're seeking emotional balance, you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, the link is below. Let's get into it. How to know if you should stay or go. I think at some point we've all asked ourselves that question. And I really think that the fact that you are asking the question is a huge clue. Now that's not me saying pack your bags and roll out, but it is saying honor why you are asking that question. If you are asking yourself, where is this going? Is this something I can handle? Listen to the thoughts that you're having about your relationship. That is very telling. Now, one thing that I will say is that a lot of the thoughts that we have are asinine and crazy as hell. So, knowing that, we have to be able to sift through what is our fear talking, what is the parts of us that are unhealed, that is maybe wanting to push someone away who's trying to love us. So only you're gonna have the answer to that. But I will say, when you're thinking about the relationship versus going off of everything that is coming into your brain about it, how does your body feel? Your body is always going to tell on itself. It's going to tell you everything that you need to know. Your nervous system is responding to this person. How do you feel when they walk into a room? Do you get tight? Are you holding your breath? Are you wondering when the other shoe is going to drop? Are you trying to figure out what to say, how to say it, making sure that you are saying things just right, doing things just right? That's a huge clue. You want something that is easy, that is going to, and I don't mean that the relationship is no work, because that's one of the things that people always say is like, oh, relationships are work. I actually think, yes, that's partly true. Relationships are work, but it's more work on yourself than it is work on the relationship. If you are working on yourself and you are really like, you know what, let me take responsibility for how I'm feeling and let me communicate properly and adequately to this person without all of the undercurrent underneath it, then 9 times out of 10, that relationship is probably going to be in a lot healthier place, even if just one person is doing it. So a lot of times when I'm coaching clients who are in relationships that are volatile or they're thinking about leaving the relationship, one of the things that I tell them is that you can actually change how this relationship feels to you just by changing yourself. And so many times we think that it's the other person, that if this person would just be like this, or if they would do it like this, then I would be happy. Well, you don't get to say that your happiness is dependent on someone else. You either are going to be happy or not. And your happiness is your responsibility. Your fulfillment is your responsibility. And so understanding that you are manufacturing all of your emotions. And even when you are focused on that person, you are still manufacturing the love feeling. You're still manufacturing the butterflies. You're manufacturing anything that you think that you're feeling as you're looking at that person. So you're also manufacturing the anger. You're manufacturing anxiety, you're manufacturing fear. That's not to say that we're excusing any bad behavior that may be occurring in the relationship, but understand that your perception is your reality. And so as you are looking at what is going on in your external environment and thinking about that, your thoughts about that are going to be in defensiveness. They're going to be, how can I protect myself when you're feeling injured? So understanding that when you're deciding to stay or go in a relationship, you really want to do that from a neutral emotional place. You don't want to do that in the midst of an argument, or just start packing your stuff and be out, or start packing their stuff and tell them to get out, right? You really want to wait until calmer heads have prevailed so that you can really ask yourself some tough questions. Is this really what you want? Not out of anger or not out of having an emotional reaction, but do you really want to continue this relationship? I had a client who wants to be engaged and she'd been with her boyfriend. They were long distance. Now they're living together. And she really wanted him to take it to the next step. And so what I said to her is, well, if him not asking you to marry him is a deal breaker for you, that's okay. But also understand what that's saying, right? That's technically an ultimatum. And so what is human nature? When we give somebody an ultimatum, they naturally are gonna want to go to the other side of that. Very rarely have I seen that scenario work out in the person's favor, where you're actually saying, this is what I want, and if this doesn't happen by X, Y, and Z time, then I'm out. That's not really how humans work. If somebody tells me that, I'm gonna be like, peace, right? Do what you're gonna do, because you're not going to force my hand on something that is a huge life decision. So ultimately, again, that's offloading that onto the partner. If your relationship is good and you are happy in that relationship, what does it matter the amount of time that it takes you to move to the next step? And I'm very counterculture over here on this station. So I'm not going to tell you that, oh, if you haven't been engaged by a year, leave him, or you should be with this person for this amount of time without them escalating the relationship, because I don't think that relationship escalation is a measure of the commitment that exists between you and a person. There are plenty of married people who are not committed. I'm gonna let you figure that one out there, okay? But there are plenty of people who are in long-term relationships who are not married, who are very committed and who are loyal to one another and there for each other and supportive. So ask yourself the tough questions. Why do you want to get out of the relationship? What are you trying to get out of a relationship? What are your wants, your needs, your desires, and how are you meeting them first? Because when we come to the table with our cup already empty and we have nothing to give to anyone else and we're expecting them to fill our cup, you are already in a losing position. We were sold a major marketing ploy with "you complete me." No one can complete you. And so we set ourselves up for failure every time we go into a relationship thinking that this is going to be the thing that finally makes me happy. This is going to be the thing that validates me. This is going to be, this is I was that girl who wanted this more than anything. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting it, but I am saying you can't want it from a place of lack. You can't want it from a place of, I don't have everything that I need on the inside of me, and therefore I need this person to complete me. You are already starting from an energy of lack. And so nothing can come out of that is going to be sustainable if you are already feeling like someone else had to come in to complete you. So do your work to become a full person on your own, and then you're going to be able to make these decisions. You're going to attract someone who is a better match for you in the first place, because you're not coming to them being needy. You're not coming to them saying, I need for you to be this for me. I'm coming and saying, I am good on my own, and I want to share how I've been working on myself with you and bring all the love that I have for myself to this relationship. And I want you to bring all the love that you have for yourself to this relationship. And guess what? I'm loving myself, you're loving yourself. It's then very easy for us to love each other. So if you're asking yourself the question, is it time to stay or go? Then the first thing I want you to do is get out your journal and start really asking yourself some tough questions. Like I said, your needs, your wants, your desires, those are things that should be present regardless of any relationship. And then ask yourself, why do you want to get out? Because I've said many times, for me, my defense mechanism is to want to run. So there's the fight, flight, or freeze. I'm flight. I'm like, ooh, I'm out of here. Like the minute I'm feeling like this ain't going the way I want to go, I want to get out. I want to pack my bags. I got the divorce papers on the table. Like I gotta go, get me out of here. But that is my nervous system saying that I'm emotionally overwhelmed. And so you have to know how you operate. Are you the type of person who wants to fight? Are you the person who's going to freeze? Are you the person who wants to, you know, jump in your car, not knowing where you're going and just end up in a random place? Those are all things that you have to ask yourself so that you can start to process when you get to that point. So one of the things that I've done is that when I get to the point where I want to hop in my car or hop on a plane or file for divorce or do any of those things, I have a protocol that I go through, and I actually have told my husband in moments where I'm not activated, where I'm not, you know, seeking, I'm emotionally regulated. I've actually gone to him and said, okay, when I'm pulling away, that means come and get me. That doesn't mean leave me alone. That means I'm activated. That means I don't know what to do anymore emotionally. And that is not a time you should leave me alone. That's a time where you should actually come and hold me. That's where you should come and tell me, baby, it's gonna be okay. I got you. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Those are the types of things that I need to hear. And also, I have to learn to self-soothe myself in that situation. So some of the things that I do immediately when I feel like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here, my breath is my first go-to. I start to do some deep breathing to tell my nervous system, you're okay. There's not an actual tiger chasing you. You're not in danger. Reset my nervous system so that I can get some space in between what is happening on the outside of me and really focus back on the inside of me. I am the queen of a long hot bath, okay? I will go and get in my bathtub and stay there and soak and let that water wash all of the woes away until I feel better. I also am a big fan of journaling because your journal can't talk back. You can give it everything that you need to give it without having to go off on a person, without having to, you know, monitor your words. You can give it everything that you're feeling. And when you're writing it, 9 times out of 10, what I have found with my journaling is that it helps me so much, I need to say even less when it comes time for me to actually have the conversation with the person. So finding some techniques that work for you. Everybody is different. I'm also a girly that likes to go get my nails done when I'm stressed. That is one of my go-to things. I will go get my nails done even if they are already done. Be like, you know what? I will go sit down and just be quiet and let this be my time. So find what works for you. And most of all, listen to yourself. You know the answer to this, if you should stay or if you should go. And so trust that. Don't allow yourself to talk yourself in or out of something. Allow yourself to ask the question and wait until you are certain. And certainty to me means you're no longer going back and forth. When you are like, it's a hell no or it's a hell yes. It's a full body yes or it's a hell no. If you're still like, I don't know, then that means don't do anything right now. Wait until it's clear one way or the other. So if this video has helped you, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And until next time, I'll see you soon.
Perfect.
If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And also, if you're interested in working one-on-one, there is a link below. Make sure you click that link and book some time with me. I would love to support you. And find me on social. I'm Get Mikki Bey on all platforms. That's GetMikkibey on all platforms.